The IMRF gets an additional 10% next year, so there's going to be a number there, correct?
That's
Which we
correct.
don't have in front of us right now.
That's correct.
Does anyone else wish to speak? Okay, so the motion on the floor is to continue is standard operating procedure and do the 20% of payroll as we have in the past. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item is request for reimbursement with Spring Oak subdivision decorative sign. And thank you. Mr. Manager?
This issue precedes me. It happened several years ago before I was here, but I understand through discussions with some aldermen that the city agreed to pay for either a portion of or all of a sign for the homeowners association for the Whispering Oaks Homes Association. I was presented with a request from the association last week for the reimbursement of mulch for that part of the median strip in the amount of $211. It's not a lot of money. It's, in the larger scheme of things, it's not a whole lot, but I'm a little bit concerned that we might be opening a can of worms with some other homes associations that might request our participation down the line. If it were my call, I'd say, sorry, no thanks, but I'm going to leave it up to the city council and see what they want to do.
Yeah, there's always a gray line when this comes up, unfortunately. Is there any discussion before I make a motion? Alderman Coles?
All right. It's nothing to do with the signs. The signs have Wooddale on them, and that's what the money was spent for, was the signs with Wooddale. This is the center strip that's in between the two strips that come out to Third Avenue. This has been a eyesore for a number of years. When the city did not want to take care of it, the grass used to be 3 foot high at sometimes, all kind of garbage in it and everything. All right, these two ladies, Marianne Kufos and Emily Parks, decided to get permission from Craig Wright to fix it up. Now, this is just like somebody having a volunteer to do a corner of a street, and they went in it. At the time, I did not know, and they did not know, that John Kramer buys mulch by the truckload. And if they would have known that, they would never have bought it. Now, I have pictures of up to date here of the units, which I'm going to pass around and show you what these ladies have done. They put stones in it. They put walking stones. It's cleaned up. They fixed the curbs and everything. So everything is here. I got the pictures right here. I'm going to pass them out. There's 4 of them. And this is what they've done. They water it. The city doesn't have to have no sprinkler system to it. They have a hose. They bring the water over. And it's the only inlet into Wooddale off of 3rd Avenue. So I'm passing them around. We'll start with Mr. Lewitton. And I'm a strong believer for $211.70 that we should be able to afford to do that. And they said that, and I talked to them, and I told them that they cannot buy anything, any mulch anymore, unless they contact John Kramer. So all they're asking is for 2 years, $100. It's over a 2-year period. And they took care of this, and they made it beautiful. And it's one of your streetscape things. And they keep it clean. There's no cans, no bottles, no grass or anything there now. Now, if you don't want to do it, fine with me. You just say no. But I think we should pay for it.
Well, I'm in agreement as well. And it's really good to see that there are people out there that do care about the appearance of the area. And Another savings that actually does help us is the man hours of doing the work. And the homeowners are actually doing the work. So I am in favor of funding the $211.70. However, in the future, any association needs to come to us first for if it's $10, $100, $5,000, I don't care. Don't spend it first and then come second. This is the one time we're going to do it, and going forward, they got to come and make the request. It's not an open checkbook, but I do appreciate the man hours spent to improve the area, the parkway in between the streets. It's important, and it does help Wooddale. Alderman Cadella.
Mr. Manager, do you know if the roads within the subdivision are private? Are the maintenance of these roads paid for by the association or by the city of Wooddale?
It's a public street.
It's a public street.
Yes.
So that means that the median strip is public
Belongs
land.
to the city of Wooddale.
That's
It's
correct.
public land. It's not
Correct.
private land as if it were assigned by any other subdivision that maintains its own land along the side of the road.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Alderman Eugene Wesley.
Excuse me?
Oh my God. Right, Wesley.
Hi, Eugene.
If we're gonna give $211 to Whispering Oaks subdivision, I'm requesting $211 for Elizabeth Park and Brookwood on the Grange too. At a one-time shot then.
They can come forward and request it if they want, and we'll, look at their project. I'm okay with that. If Mr. Manager, if a, subdivision, if they want to come forward and request
I'd like to
I'm
request
okay
it
with
for
that.
them.
You would have to have their project. A presentation of their project, the pictures,
They
the
do
illustrations.
landscaping just like anyone else. So,
Okay, I take your point. Thank
Okay.
you. Mr. Mayor?
Alderman Wesley and I were at the meeting for Elizabeth Park, and
Which
I'll advise
one?
you that their landscaping budget is $46,000, much of which is in the right-of-ways. So
Yeah.
if you are going to set this precedent, I agree with Alderman Wesley, it does need to apply citywide. And a question for Alderman Coles, does not the association collect dues? And if so, what's
They don't have an
happening?
association. It's just two ladies that do it.
Well,
They
then,
call-
why does it say Whispering Oaks Homes Association?
I don't know why they have that. They don't collect anything, and nobody donates to them. These are two ladies, independent ladies that get out there and did all this work. Now,
Alderman
I
Cadella.
give up. Do
Oh.
whatever you want to do.
Okay, I'm going to call in Alderman Cadella, then Alderman, please. Alderman Cadella.
My last comment on the subject, I mean, it's where I was going with my previous question was everybody who owns a single-family home is maintaining public easement right-of-way parkway in front of the houses. I'm not sure this is all that different, except for this happens to not be in front of these two ladies' homes, and I really am concerned about the precedent this sets, and as much as I do also appreciate somebody going above and beyond, part of going above and beyond is figuring out how you're going to do the project from A to Z, and part of that is funding. To be surprised with this, it's unfortunate, and perhaps if there had been some discussion on someone's part ahead of time, nobody would be out $200 and some. But the bottom line is, it's still public land that a lot of us do tend to take care of throughout parts of the city.
Alderman, police.
Personally, I'm not, no problem if, with streetscape, if we put aside a couple thousand to do such projects, but after listening to the discussion, Mayor, I don't know if you would answer this or the attorney, and what Alderman Cadella just said, if the resident starts coming up, I put mulch around my tree this weekend, can I get my $25? Are we gonna open up legal action against the city on this deal? Because if that's the case, I would say no here on this $200.
Alderman Coles.
All right, before this started, they asked Craig Wright, which is city property, if they could do it. and Craig Wright said yes. Now, personally, they said that if there was going to be a problem, for me to forget it. But I'll tell you, I believe if you wanted to see it go back the way it was, that's up to you.
And my position is that if people in the
My mic
community
is on.
want to make an improvement, it's minimal money, they can come forward and ask for the project, and then we can review it. This is, a continued project, and this is the last time we're going to say, okay, or whatever, and then they got to come forward and ask for it. And I admire the fact that they're planning these beautification projects on city property. It's in the parkway, correct, Mr. Manager? It is in our city parkway, and they're coming together and they're doing this. Is there any other comments? Okay. Ms. Schultz, there's no motion, correct? No, not yet. Okay. Then I'm going to make the motion in the affirmative, and then we'll decide how we go. So I make a motion to grant the funding for the $211.70 to the Whispering Oaks Homeowners Association. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
On the question, Mr. Mayor.
Just a point of order, since that organization doesn't exist, I think it would be to Emily Parks.
I'll amend my motion.
I'll say okay.
Anything else on the question? All in favor? Aye. This is in the affirmative. All in favor?
I think you should roll call.
I don't think this has a vote. But you're in favor?
Yes.
Okay, so there's 2 in favor. All opposed?
Opposed.
Okay, motion fails. Is there any other motions to be made on this? Okay, motion fails. Next item is, I believe, items for future meetings, and that is item A, wood sculpture material installation. Are there any other items? Okay, then I make a motion to adjourn. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right. Public Works Committee, call to order. Roll call is the same as it was. Approve the minute, I make a motion to approve the minutes for May 14th, 2009. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Report and recommendation for contract award for 2009 street improvement program. Do you want to say anything, Mr. Graff?
Sure. This is our annual resurfacing program. We received 9 bids. We had a bid opening last week. The low bid, $1,008,449.20, was submitted by R.W. Dunham and Company. The engineer's estimate for the project was $1.3 million, and we're recommending that the contract be awarded.
All right, I'm going to make a motion that, 2 motions out. One is to approve the contract for 2009 street improvement project. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
On the question?
Okay, question?
And just for clarification, this is School Street only, or what are we doing on this one?
No. This is School Street is the reconstruction we're doing this year, which is
Okay.
reconstruction, complete pavement removal and replacement, and curb and gutter and storm sewer, and the much more intensive treatment. This is our annual resurfacing program where we just grind off 2 inches and put back 2 inches of asphalt and do spot curb repairs, spot sidewalk repairs. And that's really the extent of it. This year, the streets, just to refresh everyone's memory, Elizabeth, Cedar, and North Side, Edgewood, South Side, Roberts Lane, Walnut, South Side, Montrose, the East End, and Carter.
Okay, when we were concerned about the pothole situation and then also the Royal Oaks issue, Is that outside of this? And will that be coming up?
No, no, you're right. The patching part of it is also included in this contract. Patching is not a complete resurfacing the street. We're just doing the spot patching. But correct, Royal Oaks is included in that, and that is in this contract.
And we're gonna take care of the cul-de-sacs in there that need it.
Correct. We're going to take care of the cul-de-sacs will probably be completely repaved, and the areas between the cul-de-sacs will probably be spot patching.
Okay, thank you.
I got a second? All
Did you
in,
second?
Luton, you did you second it? All right, all in favor? All right. What? Mayor?
I'm sorry, I was just a little confused. What are you doing? What's the first motion?
The first, the
To
first
approve the
motion.
2009
The first
street-
motion is to approve the 2009
We almost both
Uh,
got through.
street improvement.
Isn't that already in the budget or already been approved? This seems like this is on for a contract award to R.W. Duntman.
All right, then I'll do my second one then. I make a motion that we do not award R.W. Dunley the contract to do the streets improvement. Do I have a second?
On the question, Alderman Coles, did you mean that we do?
Do not.
So
Do not.
So you're looking for a no,
I want to use, I don't want, I would like a different bid, a different outfit you do the, award the work, not Dunley. Not Dunham.
can I ask which
Donovan.
vendor you're looking for and why, and then we can talk
Yeah,
about it?
it's, I'm not very good on names here.
That's okay.
Second one, Delgogo Brothers Construction at $129,199.40. The second one. Questions? Question. Go ahead.
Okay, so a follow-up, can I ask, Mr. Graff, have you worked with the Goya brothers, and what is your review on them?
I have not worked with them. I'm familiar with them, but I have not worked with them.
Okay,
And
thank you.
I don't know if they've done recent work in Wooddale or not.
Okay, thank you.
Alderman Mungio?
I think where Alderman Coles is going here is, I think R.W. Dunneman was the guys that did Montclair and Iroquois, the reconstruction project, and where we had some major patches going on, and I believe that's why he may be looking at the next alternative, which is about $21,000 more, because we had such a bad project, or, well, had so many problems on Montclair and Iroquois, but I'm not sure. I was always told lowest bidder gets the project, and that's the way it works. So I'm not sure if we can even make this motion legally.
All right.
But I'm in agreement with Alderman Coles. If we can get away from those guys, they really botched up that other project.
Roy?
I thought by law that you have to take the most qualified lowest bidder, unless Mr. Graff has a reason why Dunneman was put on this list.
We're not obligated to take the lowest bid. We're obligated to take the lowest responsible bid. And if the council has reason to believe that the lowest bid hasn't satisfied us in the past, as long as they can articulate that for the record, then you've got the ability to go to the next responsible bidder. You're not obligated to take low bid.
Okay.
You should make it in the affirmative.
One more.
Go ahead. Wesley?
Mr. Graff, have you had problems with Dunneman with other projects besides the Montclair one?
I have not personally, the Montclair Iroquois project was before my time here, so I can't speak to that one, but in my, previous years of experience, I have worked with Dunneman and I haven't had a problem with them.
Okay, thank you.
Alderman Coles,
Alderman Winger?
if you can amend your motion in the affirmative to DeGoya Brothers instead of R.W. Dunteman in the
Yes, I'm going to make a
negative,
motion.
then, we could vote on that.
Well-
That would be good.
Maybe Mr. Graff would like a theory of what happened on Montclair and Iroquois before we make the motion. Because I can tell you.
Okay, I'm not familiar with the
All right,
issues out there.
they had 9 samples that were supposed to go to IDOT. Out of the 9 samples, 7 of them were rejected. At 133 Montclair, there's a patch 10 by 10 where they didn't do the street properly, and it sunk down before they even got the street done. They interned the street. They put the blacktop down in November when it was 35 degrees, which they didn't have the trucks covered, and they put it down. It was, it wouldn't stick. It fell apart. There's cracks down the middle of the streets, all the way down from Montrose, all the way down to Juniper. In turn, a year later, they came back and had to reseal the street with tar in order to keep the street from falling apart. And whoever did the driveways for them, I had people were calling me left and right that all they were doing was picking up the stones that were falling off the driveways. And the sidewalks are cracking. And this project was put down in 2006. And they said they had somebody that they were doing good work. And as far as I'm concerned, they weren't. And that happened also on Iroquois. They sealed both streets. Now, you don't have to seal a brand-new street in less than a year. And now and I got a sewer cover that's down around 261 where it cracked all around the sewer and they just tied it all up. And they didn't even fix it. The sewer sticks up about an inch higher than the rest of the street. So this, as far as I'm concerned, that was the poorest construction street I ever saw. And that was over $2 million worth of work. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to vote this down. Okay, Mr. Munzo?
As much as I would like to vote for the Joya Brothers because of what happened in the past, before I vote yes to the Joya, I'd really like legal counsel to give me a for sure yes or no, because I sure as heck don't want a lawsuit by R.W. Dunneman coming back to bite us.
Mr. Mayor, you got anything to say?
Echo some of the things that have already been said. You are on very dangerous grounds here. You have the right to reject R.W. Dunteman, but you have to make the finding that they are not responsible or not qualified. But we have our own city engineer who just made a recommendation to you in writing that he is recommending they be
okay.
awarded the bid, and he is saying that they meet the IDOT eligibility. So
All right.
you do have the right to vote them down, but you do have to make that additional finding that they are not a responsible bidder. And then you have to have basis to back that up.
I'm going to renege my motion. I recommend that we award R.W. Dunneman the amount of $1,008,449.20 for the contract for street improvement of 2009. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor? Take a roll call.
Alderman Shockey?
No.
Alderman Winger? Alderman Cadella?
No.
Alderman Police?
Yes.
Alderman Coles,
No.
Alderman Roy Wesley,
Yes.
Alderman Lewitton.
No.
Fails.
What is it? Fails. Items for consideration for future meeting, there's none. Anybody? Okay, question?
I got a question. So is this gonna go to council next week and, we'll have legal counsel tell us how it really is?
I started a bag of.
Well, ultimately, we're going to have some action on this. I mean, the vote tonight to turn them down means we don't have a contract at all, and we need a contract sooner or later. I think it probably would be proper to put it on the council agenda for next week, have Mr. Bond here, and then you can take final action at that point. Mr. Mayor, you're the attorney on the board. Is that, in your opinion, is that the prudent thing?
Did I really goof things up?
As parliamentarian, yes, it should go to council with a negative recommendation.
That's what we'll do then.
Okay. Public Works, I'm making a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
You got